the score on what is a perfect wicket and a very, very fast outfield. The Australian batsmen generally were curtailed by some tight bowling by the Pakistanis. Not a good bowling wicket for them, but they stuck to their job admirably. I admired them for their spirit. They had Sikandar off the field for most of the day, and he only bowled a couple of overs early. But it was the pacemen who did most of the damage. Imran Khan once again bowled superbly. Madassa, the opening batsman, came in with 3 wickets, and Big Sarfraz, he also picked up a couple. The first wicket to fall today was Alan Moss. A very, very worried Alan Moss in his first test match, and he was caught behind by Wasm Barry from the bowling of Madassa. Moss here, very tentative, just flicking outside the off stump, and a pretty easy catch by the wicketkeeper Wasm Barry. Moss certainly not at home in his first test inning, and neither was Dav Watmore, the next man in. Finally, it was Imran Khan who struck. So it's Davenor Watmore now being caught by Asif Iqbal as he tries to avoid a bouncer, as you'll see, from Imran Khan. Not really inside, half hooking it, and that's a very easy catch for Asif Iqbal at the third slips position. Kevin Wright, who looked good for a little while, he came in and was obviously under instruction to push things around. He ran very quickly between wickets. He pushed Alan Border along, but finally it was Madassa, the opening batsman once again, who struck. And he had Kevin Wright just pushing forward to a gentle little outswinger and was well caught this time, as we'll see, by Wasm Barry, the wicketkeeper. Just pushing forward there, Barry going over, covering it well, and it's Australia, 3rd wicket of the day. Alan Border, who had batted, I don't think particularly well. It wasn't one of Alan Border's best innings. He stuck around though, he mistimed a lot, and finally he looked as though he was through most of the trouble. It came to the last over before tea, and for the first time during the day a spinner was introduced, and that was Javed Miandad. Miandad, who bowls very quick leg spinners, a little bit like Chandra Sarkar, has given only 1 over up to then, and in fact only had an extra over for the rest of the afternoon. But it's finally that first over before tea which got rid of Alan Border. Border not picking the wrong one, going for a big drive, the only ball he actually faced from Miandad. Border couldn't believe his luck to have a spinner on, and there it was. Last over before tea, caught by Majid Khan in the slips, and Alan Border, after a fine innings of 85, an innings which held Australia together, was finally out. And they bounced him quite often, but finally it wasn't a bouncer that got him, but that man Sarfraz again, who concentrated on the stumps, and Bruce Yardley was bowled as he tried to back cut one from about, I would think, middle stump. You can see the look of disgust there on Bruce Yardley's face, and he had a right to be pretty upset about the whole thing. Rodney Hogg, top scored in his first test match against England, way back there sometime in December, but since then hasn't looked like getting a lot of runs. Today it was pretty much a similar story. Against the medium pace he was fine, but when the pace of Imran Khan started to warm up, he was in all sorts of trouble. Imran Khan had no respect whatsoever for the tail-end batsman and bounced a few. And finally it was a great delivery, a ball which swung from about middle and took off stump. Probably too good for a batsman of Rodney Hogg's calibre, as we can see right now. This would have got even the best batsman in the side. A magnificent delivery from Imran Khan, and that was Rodney Hogg on his way. So it was Australia 9 wickets down and not many in front. The wicketkeeper Wasm Barry, this time off from the bowling of Sarfraz. 1 swing, little outside edge, and there's no doubt about that. So Australia all out for 327. In the end, they probably did a little better than they thought they might. They got a length.
And they're both wearing the Western Australian 150th anniversary tie, if we get a face on view. The whole of Australia.
Well, I think it's wonderful to talk to my good friends in Pakistan and also around Australia, and we just see Majid. I understand in Pakistan they call him Majid. We're used to calling him Majid. No doubt people in Pakistan will understand who I'm talking about. This should be a very good. Only played 2 tests.